Hey guys, welcome back. This is AJXG here with another video. So today I'm going to talk about buying your first PC for streaming, gaming, or just for everyday use, depending on what you need. So we're going to mainly focus on streaming and gaming. So the first thing you want to focus on, you want to know what your PC is going to be used for. Are you going to be using it for streaming only, streaming while playing the game on the PC, and streaming to Twitch or YouTube or Mixer or Facebook, whatever you choose? Or are you going to be using an Elgato while streaming through your PC just so you can have all the effects and all that? Or if you're going to be doing streaming and video content, a lot of people ask about creating content in 4K for YouTube. Please realize not a lot of people have 4K displays. Like, the portion of people that you want to do 4K video for is very small. So you want to focus on 1080p 60 frames per second or 720p 60 frames per second. Okay, when you're streaming on YouTube, the cap is 720 at 60p, and on Twitch it's 720. I believe it's at 60p too. I'm not 100% sure, but I know the cap is 720. If you are someone who doesn't feel comfortable building your own PC and you just want to buy a pre-built, what I definitely recommend is do a side-by-side comparison of the parts that's in the PC that you want to purchase versus if you went and bought the parts yourself. Okay, if it comes up to about the same price, go ahead and go along with that pre-built. Please make sure you look at the reviews, and sometimes the reviews has these little things where you can see specifically what it's being used for. You can see the reviews for that section, right? Okay, so if you don't want to go up to that route, if you are going to be streaming with just a console and you're going to be using a PC for the Streamlabs and OBS and all of that, okay, all you need, honestly, is a Ryzen 3 2200 or a Ryzen 3 3200. Okay, you don't need nothing super powerful for a CPU if you're going to just be using the Elgato with the PC, okay, and you're going to be using a console. Okay, you don't need nothing crazy. As for a GPU, I would recommend either RX 570, those are still great, RX 580, that's what I have. Mine is overclockable. If you are someone that doesn't know about overclocking or doesn't care about overclocking, like myself, I don't care about overclocking. I don't need that feature, but I did buy an overclocked GPU just in case I need it in the future. But I have a RX 580 that's 8 gigabytes. Okay, my GPU has 8 gigabytes of memory for the GPU alone. Okay, now, do you need a GPU that needs 8 gigabytes? No, you can get a GPU that's 4 gigabytes, 6 gigabytes. I would recommend 6 gigabytes, but it's up to you. Okay, you can get a GTX 1660. It does a little bit better than the RX 580. Okay, not by that much, but it's still a great GPU. Okay, I've heard some things about the RX 590. Some people say it's good, some people say it's not not worth the price bump. You can check on that for yourself. I can't tell you that because I don't have an RX 590 to compare the GPUs myself. Okay, the next thing, you want to have enough RAM. So when I say enough RAM, you can determine on what you're going to use it for. So if you're streaming through a console with the Elgato and you're just going to be using the PC for the stream elements, all you need is 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now, I do recommend getting dual channel, so that means 2 4 gigabyte sticks, so you can have 8 gigabytes of RAM. Or personally, I would say just go with the 16, because you never know, maybe you want to start doing some light editing for YouTube and you're like, okay, just so I can have some faster rendering times, I'm going to just throw in another RAM of gigabytes. Okay, I always recommend 16 just to future-proof your PC. You can always add, okay, you can always take away. That's not a problem when you're building a PC. Now, for the power supply, you want to make sure that you have a power supply if you are someone that's planning on upgrading your parts. Now, if you're buying something because you're trying to be budget friendly, be budget friendly with all your other parts except for your power supply, because you can always, as I said, you can add stuff and take stuff away. If you don't have enough power in your power supply, you're going to have to replace the power supply and then buy the parts that you need on top of that. So it's going to be an extra expense. Okay, next is really just your storage. It's completely up to you. Solid state drive I always recommend. You can do an M2 Okay, you can do one of those, M.2, or you can just do the regular SATA drives that you could pop in there. That's like this thin. Okay, it's really up to you. So when you're going to buy or build your first PC for streaming, know what you're going to be using it for. Again, if you are going to be using, if you're going to need like 4K editing and stuff like that, please make sure you get a graphics card that's going to support that. Now, what I recommend for that, you can use a RX 580 like I have for 4K editing. Is it going to be slow? Yes. If you want something fast, I would do a GTX 1080 Ti, but those are still in the $500 price range. If your channel does not have the views coming in, like if you're not monetizing your YouTube channel already and you don't have free money flowing in, I wouldn't recommend shelling $500 out for a GPU just so you can have 4K just to start off your YouTube channel. No. If you're brand new, start off with 720 or 1080. 720 looks just fine on some phones. Remember, a lot of people are watching YouTube on their phones. Not a lot of people use the computer to watch YouTube. Okay. Now, 1080 is fine, 30 frames per second, because when you just, that's regular, looks great. You don't need 60 frames per second. Does it look really nice? It does. Again, all my videos, most of my videos are 1080, 60 frames per second. RTX 580 GPU, 16 gigabytes of RAM. I have a Ryzen 7 2700X. I don't have to change out my CPU for the next 3 to 5 years if I don't want to. Okay. Yeah, if you have any questions, leave me in the comment section down below. I hope this was helpful. I just want to have a chat with you guys just to make a video for you. Alright guys, Ajax out. Peace.